So the impact of COVID-19 on healthcare, it's really been quite dramatic actually. Individuals and customers' perspective of their health and well-being and their priorities in life. And they need to access healthcare in a different way. bupa Global started 51 years ago, and it started on the back of British expatriates that were moving overseas to retire, typically to the Iberian Peninsula, making a demand that said, look, I've had bupa with you for a long time in the United Kingdom, I want bupa when I go overseas. So plans were developed to make sure that they had coverage both in the UK as well as overseas.
Private Client by bupa is taking an expat type plan that's end-to-end private in its patient journey and telling somebody who doesn't necessarily require the international aspect that this can be for you and this can solve many of the problems that you are facing when you're using your traditional UK health insurance. So the type of support and help that customers are looking for from Private Client by bupa is obviously very personal, right? And that's why we have a very personal approach to it. So with the life care concierges, their job is to both be there reactively for our customers, but also be proactive in reaching out and seeing what do you need, how can we help.
We've changed our benefits from a mental and health well-being perspective to make sure that things such as behavioural health, ADHD, things such as lifetime limits on mental health care coverage are eliminated. But then that also has to be delivered through digital means. So we've created virtual healthcare services, both in terms of mental health care, as well as accessing healthcare support virtually to make sure all our customers are supported.
Our research has shown that in particular high net worth individuals have shifted their focus and their spend more towards their health over the last 18 months. Our research and insights and customer feedback have shown that customers are very much looking for a more hands-on approach when it comes to healthcare, especially when it comes to their health insurance. People are looking for a true health partner rather than an insurance company. So there has been a shift in people's perspective because the pandemic has shown that the health is the most important thing in people's lives.
Since introducing the global virtual healthcare system at the start of the pandemic, what we've seen is actually a 200% increase in utilisation in the first year with a further 200%. So overall, since that period, a 400% increase in utilisation.
We put a lot of emphasis on preventive care as well, right? Because this segment that felt underserved, they also hold their health on average in really high regard. Another thing that they were missing from their traditional plan was the preventive element. Can I go and have a health check every year? Can I have my prostate checked? Can I have my cancer screenings every year? It really is a plan that's designed to be used. As strange as it might sound, it's health insurance that you want to use and you should use because we don't penalise you for using it.
So how do we utilise data, not just from our own customers, but from a broader market? And there's bigger trends that we see, particularly after COVID, where we're seeing a different view in terms of what's important to customers. It's that data piece which is then driving to the third component around personalisation. And personalisation where we can really engage with customers from a benefit perspective and have something a bit more tailored to them as opposed to just having one plan that we provide to all customers. So instead of waiting for the customer to engage with us and say, I'd like to claim on the insurance, because of the plans are very rich and they have dental and they have optical and they have wellness, it gives us the ability to engage with customers and basically really focus on the prevention and wellness aspects before it gets to a point of using the insurance. So we see a move away for people buying insurance just for those unlikely circumstances that happen, but also how do they remain in peak health and how do they really focus on prevention for both themselves and their family.
With bupa's Ultimate plan, they have a concierge service and a private client team that help with the booking of appointments, dealing directly with the healthcare providers. So the clients themselves actually have to have limited interaction, and bupa picks up most of the legwork for them. It's all quite seamless. The customer service is always really good, and the positive feedback is, it's great to hear from my perspective.
We had one of our private client families, their newborn spikes a fever in the night. Client picks up their phone, they have the 24-hour doctor's number at their fingertips. And when they came back, they made a real point of saying, thank you so much, because that made the situation that was already very, very stressful a lot more bearable.
We don't want to be the company who just pays the bill if something goes wrong. We want to be there for people and help them guide and navigate to stay healthy. They want somebody who's there for them before to keep them in good health, but that if something does go wrong, they want a name, a face and a person who looks after them and their family's health, guides them through what often is a distressing or complicated process to navigate through the healthcare systems.